Good morning, Don Steele here. I just completed a whole bunch of videos, probably 30 videos in the past couple of weeks. And I realize it's an overwhelming amount of information for anybody to digest, so I thought maybe I would give you a big picture, kind of a roadmap to what you're going to be looking at. And I call it desirability. Everything's based on how desirable you are. Women make the choices in our society. No, females make the choices in mammals and in most other species of which male is going to penetrate and copulate and make a baby with them. Now, the pickup artists don't know that. They keep saying to you, oh, you can convince any woman to go to bed with you. You just have to use these magic words. That's utter fucking horseshit. They've never read any evolution. They don't think Darwin is anybody. They don't know who the fuck he is. Darwin has explained all this so simply that how they miss it is beyond me. They must not want to know it. Females do the choosing. That's how the world, every species except a few, get better because the females keep choosing the male they want. And the human beings, this is a shock, 80% of the women reproduce before they die, but only 60% of the men do. 20% of the women don't, 40% of the men don't. The best men are chosen by 80% of the women to make a baby with. 60%, the top 60% of the men get to make all the babies. The other 40% get to beat off a lot. That's it. Okay. If you want to get out of the 40% into the 60%, I've made a whole bunch of videos for you to watch. I explain the principles and then I explain what the steps are you have to do to get there. All right, it's kind of like the bell-shaped curve for IQ. Let's take a look at that and I'll talk about it. Okay, here's the famous bell-shaped curve. All it's telling us is that 68% of the population is what they call average, right here, this big blue area. So that's the women I'm aiming you at, this group right here in the middle. The mass, 60% in the middle, not 68. I'm saying 60%. I'm going to start right about there. That would be the equivalent of a 4.5 on our scale of 1 to 10. 10 being whatever you want, 0 being whatever you want, 5 being whatever you want, average, 4.5 and up. That woman has an IQ of about 90. If you want to know how dumb that is, the Army won't take anybody with an IQ of less than 93. All right, they won't take you. 4s, 4.5s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s. Look at this. That is 14% of the population is an 8 or better in desirability. No matter what you call desirable, only 14% are above 8, 2% are above 9, and 1/10 of 1% are above 10. 1/10 of 1% are above 10. 2% are 9s to 10s. This would be the 8s in here. This would be 5s to 7s right there. And I told you that right here at 6.5, those are really nice women. Chris, the girl that I wrote the book about, was a 7 on her best day, physically looking. But she was so female, it didn't make any fucking difference. She was funny. She had a great sense of humor. She had the best tits I've ever seen. And she was just so much fun to be around and be with that it didn't make any difference that she didn't look like a movie star. The point I'm trying to make is if you want to get out of the 40% who don't reproduce into the 60% who do reproduce, you have to follow the steps that I laid out in all those videos. And you have to be willing to deal with women that are on slightly above average up to here. This is going to be your picking area. This is population-wise, this is 60% right here, 68%. But I don't like that. I want to go 60%. From about here to about here. You're going to be picking all the women in here if you become desirable to them. And to do that, you got to follow the videos.